Hello NBA fans, and welcome back to another episode of the NBA The Week That Was. Today I'll be continuing my series of player spotlights here on this channel. Last week I looked at Lou Stewart, the underrated shooting guard of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Today I'll be looking at yet another underrated player in the NBA, Mikal Bridges, the small forward from the Phoenix Suns. Through this series you'll be able to gain a deeper understanding about certain players in the league and how they impact their teams as a whole. Without further ado, let's get right into analyzing Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges is a third-year pro from Villanova University. In his 3 years as a Wildcat, Bridges was part of 2 national championship winning teams and was an integral part of the Wildcats in his years there. From his freshman year to his junior year, he continued to develop various facets and areas of his game. Coming into college, he was predominantly a scorer. However, as he spent more time in the Villanova program, he developed into a well-rounded player that he is today. By his junior year, he was the star of the championship winning team alongside current Dallas Mavericks point guard Jalen Brunson. As a junior, Bridges averaged 17 points and 5 rebounds a game, while also shooting 43% from behind the three-point line. Bridges was also the recipient of the Julius Erving Award for Best Small Forward in college. Now, enough about Bridges in college, let's look at him in the NBA. Bridges was seen as a lottery pick coming out of college and ended up being one after he was selected 10th by the Philadelphia 76ers in the 2018 NBA Draft. It was the perfect fit for Bridges, both on and off the court. On the court, he would have thrived as the premier 3-and-D wing on the Sixers, not having too much pressure to score right out of the gates because of the presence of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. He would have had time to develop on the court and become a great player for the Sixers. Off the court, he would have stayed in his home state of Pennsylvania, and he would have been in the same organization as his mom, who worked human resources for the 76ers. However, for some reasons that analysts still can't decipher, the 76ers traded Bridges to the Phoenix Suns for rookie Jair Smith and an unprotected 2021 first-round draft pick. The move was questionable right when it happened, and looking at the player Bridges has become now, it has become even more questionable. In his rookie season as a Phoenix Sun, Bridges was already started for the Suns and started to show flashes of his current self. He averaged 8 points and 3 rebounds to go along with 1.5 steals. He continued his development in his sophomore year when he averaged 9 points and 4 rebounds. However, this year Bridges has finally broken out and is playing like he did in his Villanova days. As a third-year player, Bridges is averaging 14 points, 5 rebounds, a steal, and a block per game. He is also shooting an astonishing 47% from 3. Now that we have looked at his development in a statistical sense, let's really look at the way he has played basketball this season. Bridges' biggest strengths on the basketball court are his three-point shooting and his defense, the two most important abilities in the modern NBA. As I said before, he shoots the 3 ball at a very accurate rate at a high volume as well. He has the underrated ability to shoot accurately both off the dribble and in a catch-and-shoot situation. He is a very intelligent player who has great off-the-ball movement that is finally being spotlighted due to the arrival of Chris Paul. Prior to this season, Devin Booker was the primary ball handler for the Suns, and while he is one of the best scorers in the league, he is an average playmaker and passer at best. Paul, on the other hand, is quite possibly one of the best playmakers in NBA history. He is always 2 steps ahead of the game, and for a guy like Bridges, playing with Paul is a blessing. Whenever Bridges makes the right cut or right rotation on the wing, Paul is always there to find him, giving Bridges a relatively easy look at the 3-point shot he has perfected over the course of his young career. Now, while Bridges is a great 3-point marksman, who is essential to the Suns' offensive system, there are many people like him in the sense that they're accurate 3-point shooters. Players like Duncan Robinson of the Heat and Joe Harris of the Nets are great 3-point shooters just like Bridges, and are crucial parts of their teams on the offensive end, but they aren't positive defenders. That's what sets Bridges apart. Bridges stands at 6'6" but has a massive 7'1" wingspan. His physical tools are only part of what makes him one of the best wing defenders in the NBA. As I said before, Bridges is one of the most intelligent players in the league. This allows him to be a tremendous off-the-ball defender as he cuts passing lanes and makes great switches when necessary. On the ball, he combines this intelligence with his physical tools and strength to be a menace for anyone who opposes him. Every night, it seems like he's guarding the best player that the Suns face, and he's doing a great job. He can guard almost any position and he guards them well. His steal and block rates are just a slight indication of his immense defensive skills. Overall, Bridges is one of the most underrated wings in the league, and if he continues to maintain his outstanding defensive and three-point shooting abilities while developing his ball handling skills to become a more well-rounded scorer, the Suns will have one of the best trios in the league with Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, and DeAndre Ayton. And with that, I would like to conclude my second player spotlight here on the NBA, the week that was. If you're a big believer in Mikal Bridges just like I am, like this video and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're on Spotify, definitely share this episode with others to prove to them how Bridges will be a beast in this league. If you don't see what I see in Bridges, let me know why you disagree with me in the comments. I always love a conversation about the NBA. I'll catch you guys on my next episode here on the NBA, the week that was. See ya!